Hey, this is Greg from Greedtone. I figured I'd answer a couple questions. First thing is, people always ask me, well, why'd you start Greedtone? Well, I spent the 90s touring all over the world with bands and would work in the studio half the year, be on the road half the year. And I eventually decided that I could only do so much with the sounds I was given because, you can only polish a turd, it's still going to be a shiny turd. So I started working probably around 91, 92. I got in a car wreck and was laid up for 8 months. And I decided instead of just sitting around and doing nothing, maybe I should learn something. So I bought books on electronics. I went to the library and went and bugged a lot of local guys. And that's where I met this guy, Robert Mugner, who will come later in the story. And I just started trying to build stuff, and I came up with the pedal that eventually became the overdrive. And I had it in an old DOD Supra pedal, and so nobody wanted to play it, and I'd have to tell them, no, it's not that, and I would take it to all these studio sessions, and people loved it, and I eventually was like, well, maybe this is a good pedal, because at first I was like, I don't know anything about electronics, why would I make anything good? And I started realizing through the process, it was really what came down to parts, and the ability to just fine-tune everything. And late 90s, I was working with a band called Sunny Day Real Estate, and me and the singer Jeremy Enoch we were on the How It Feels to Be Something on tour, and we were getting ready for it, and every day I'd show up with one of these pedals and I'd mess with it a bunch, and by the time we left on tour, Jeremy was playing one. I don't think Dan ended up playing one, but that was mainly because him stomping on pedals just didn't work out for him. So Jeremy and me kind of fine-tuned that pedal, and then and the main reason I started Greedtone was two things. It was every time I had any guitar tone that was loud, or I had two guitar players, I would notice this a lot in the studio, and I would put the sounds together, I would end up with white noise, just this hiss over the top that was just like tss, and I couldn't distinguish the notes. And then another big complaint is if anyone stomped on the pedal and it got quieter. So I set out to build pedals where you didn't have that white noise, and you could actually tell what notes you were playing, and that, when you stomped on it, you had the ability to get louder. And in that process, I ended up developing pedals that were extremely loud, and I had to kind of tame them back a little because people felt like the volume control, they couldn't really get into the zone they wanted. So most of my Greedtone pedals are a little padded, so they could be even opened up more. And I've had a few people that have had me do that for them.